As COVID cases continue to surge in Melbourne, most of regional Victoria has breathed a sigh of relief today. The easing of restrictions has allowed retail and hospitality to reopen and some year levels to return to school. But now regional Victorians are fiercely guarding their freedom and police are once again ramping up patrols. Sarah Lawrence has the details.
Prep to grade 2 students were raring to go on Mildura after almost 3 weeks of online learning.
Have a good day, guys. See you later. Excited for them to be back. It's good. They need it. The kids need to be in school.
We have made a big focus next week on some fun activities, coming back, connecting with peers.
There was barely an outdoor seat spare around Ballarat's cafe scene, with limits of 20 outdoor customers per venue.
Coffee in a ceramic cup, it's wonderful. And it's fresh air and the weather's fantastic.
And inside, many jumped at the first chance to catch up with friends.
I've seen a few faces this morning that I probably haven't seen in a month or two.
Those in retail were chuffed to be back at work.
Coming into the latter part of the year, the sooner the better that we can remain open, for sure, would be great.
During the last lockdown, regional businesses reported turning away hundreds of Melburnians, but Victoria Police says it'll be harder to sneak through this time. 200 officers are saturating back roads and highways on the metro fringes with number plate recognition technology.
$5,452 fine is a huge fine for being tempted to a regional area.
As regional Victorians started to travel again today, dozens of services were cancelled after a COVID-positive V-Line worker sent 110 drivers into isolation, showing just how close and easily the virus could seep back into the regions. V-Line is expecting as many as 100 services could be disrupted.
We're working very hard throughout today to do everything we can to minimise disruptions, particularly as many Victorians get back to their working week.
And with weekend getaways back for regional Victorians, the on-again, off-again ski season is on again. 8 lifts opened at Mount Buller to make the most of the conditions.
We were just watching the news, not expecting good news. Saw the headline, we're like, wait, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
Yeah.
We can get back.
Got COVID test right away.
Yep.
So good to see the lifts turning, snow on the ground in September, loving it.
The regions, at least, are sliding back into freedom. Sarah Lawrence, ABC News.
Nicole Asher joins us now from Melbourne's Southern Cross station. Nicole, tell us about the further developments with that disruption to V-Line services after the driver tested positive.
That's right. So now we've heard that a conductor has also tested positive in addition to the driver. Across the network, 160 staff have been furloughed. So far, as of this evening, 50 services have been cancelled. They've been replacing them with buses, but they're expecting the issues to continue through the weekend. They are hoping that by Monday, when regional Victorians are heading back to work, because they can, because restrictions have lifted, that the services will somewhat be back to normal, Mary.
And so, Nicole, tell us about the crackdown on people in Melbourne travelling to the regions to get a vaccine.
So there have been reports that people have been leaving the metro area for either because they haven't been able to get a vaccine locally or for a bit of a change of scenery, including a man who apparently went to Mildura taking the virus up there with him. And it's come with a very stark warning from the COVID commander that that's just not on.
Let's be really clear. If you live in Metro Melbourne, you can go to any vaccination centre within Metro Melbourne. You can go to your GP, you can go to another GP if they'll take you, you can go to one of our state clinics within the metro area. You cannot go to regional Victoria for a vaccination, you cannot go to regional Victoria for a test.
So getting a vaccine is one of the 5 reasons that Melburnians can leave home, but they're getting told that you should be able to get one locally and that there's no need to cross that regional city divide, Mary.
Nicole Asher, thank you. Vaccine supplies are being pumped into Melbourne's hotspots to try to slow down the rate of hospitalisations and deaths. Another 86,000 doses were administered yesterday across Victoria. That means 64.5% of eligible Victorians have had a first jab, and we've now hit exactly 40% fully vaccinated. Sadly, there was one death, a man in his 70s who wasn't vaccinated. And once again, the majority of the 334 new cases came from Melbourne's northern and western suburbs. But locals who caught the disease previously say they're worried about what's happening this time around. Eden Hennanen has the story.
This family in Craigieburn in Melbourne's north knows all too well about what it's like to live with COVID-19.
I instantly was crying and stuff because it was like, I don't know how, I just couldn't believe that I actually got it.
Lorrae Jones caught the virus in July last year during Melbourne's second wave and passed it on to her daughter and father.
I had underlying medical conditions, quadruple bypass, diabetes, high blood pressure. I thought if I ever got this, see you later. But thank Christ I'm still here.
Luckily, they had only minor symptoms, but Lorrae was bedridden.
The headache was like next level. I've never had a headache like it.
And as cases continue to climb in Melbourne's northern and western suburbs, the family is afraid about what could happen to their community.
When I just walk around the shops up here, people, they're not wearing masks, which is more the younger generation.
Of today's 334 cases, almost 2/3 are in Melbourne's northwest corridor.
190 of those cases are in our northern suburbs, including suburbs like Craigieburn and Roxburgh Park. We've also seen 109 cases dropping in our western suburbs.
A pop-up vaccination hub is operating today and tomorrow at this Sikh religious site in Craigieburn to provide better vaccine access to diverse communities. The state government says 52% of all vaccines it has received are being sent to its hubs in hotspots, but vaccine supply remains a problem.
We've asked the Commonwealth to prioritise putting the activating pharmacies in the north and west particularly.
There's also concerns about a growing number of cases elsewhere. 16 of today's cases were in Melbourne's southeast. With no date set for Greater Melbourne to come out of lockdown, the experience of the Jones family is a timely reminder for all Victorians.
You think you're...
invincible.
Yeah, you're invincible, you're not going to get it, but we got it.
Eden Hennanen, ABC News, Melbourne.
Police have charged a 72-year-old man with unlawful assault and recklessly causing injury after an illegal gathering in Melbourne's southeast. A news cameraman was allegedly assaulted while filming people leaving the gathering at a synagogue in Ripponlea on Tuesday. He was later hospitalised with concussion and has since been released.
I can understand a lot of frustration and anger towards the media, but violence is never acceptable.
11 people have now been fined nearly $5,500 each over the gathering. Victoria Police is continuing its investigations.